TGC Requiem here. We are here with a Legacy Elves League. We'll be on the play. I just want to preface this league by saying I am really new to Legacy. I spent a lot of time playing Modern, and I still intend to play a lot of Modern. However, I I'm happy to have one Legacy deck, and I'm going to play some of it, especially right now while the Modern format is as bad as it is. We'll give this a keep, or we'll keep this. And so I've watched quite a bit of Elves play over the last week and a half or so, and I've played a little bit. Basically traded into Elves in basically traded into Elves and paper in Detroit at the Detroit GP. Don't want to see Craterhoof in hand. Really not that great, but we're just gonna get a little value here. That's really bad. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, and again, I'm pretty new, so I'm bound to make a few mistakes here. Craterhoof Behemoth, we want to be naturally ordering for. We literally can't natural order for a Craterhoof Behemoth now. And now he's going to Gitaxian Probe and see this, and he's going to see our shame of having two Craterhoofs. Hard casting them is significantly harder. Oh, this is rough. So I guess seeing Gitaxian Probe, I'm kind of thinking. Alright, so now I'm thinking maybe he's on like Infect. I don't know, I'm really new to the format, so I would not expect the same consistency. Bant, I know there's like a natural order Bant deck. I don't know anything about it. Never seen it played. It's going to be some quality Magic recording for you guys tonight. So you guys just watch me struggle through stuff. So this is not a real big deal because at this point natural order doesn't do a whole lot for me. I can't get my Craterhoofs, which are the only card I'd really want to go get. I mean, I certainly can use it to get other useful cards, but at 4 mana, that's a lot. So, return a forest and untap. Yeah, there's really not a whole lot to do here. If this was a symbiote, it'd be a little different. Okay, so if we cast Glimpse, for 1, we could tap them for 3. Once. Also, I could use Quirion. Well, so what I was thinking is if we Glimpse, that puts us. We could return the forest to hand, replay the forest, cast the Quirion Ranger, draw a card, tap for 3, 4, 5, 6, which is not enough for Craterhoof, but maybe we can start a Glimpse chain. So that's what we'll go with here. And and unfortunately that's all we're going to get. And so we're just going to pass turn. So we could tap for 6 mana here, which is not enough to really do anything. I mean, we can return a forest to our hand. I guess we could untap. Yeah, we still can't do enough. If we could get a double Heritage Druid activation, but we're an elf short of that. Brainstorm. So anyway, I definitely will be playing more Modern after whatever bans happen in Shadows of it over Innistrad, but in the meantime, the meta's just kind of super jinked, and it's fine. It is what it is. I'm not like super broken up over it. It's just not super fun to play right now. So now if he names Craterhoof, yeah. So now we're really in trouble, short of maybe drawing a Werewood Symbiote into, yeah. We're just kind of hosed here. So we could have cast Craterhoof this turn, I think. If we would have played Dryad Arbor, we could have. So we could have done 1, 2, 3. Played Dryad Arbor. Played a Heritage Druid. Tapped for 5. 6, 7, 8. We might have been then untapped Quirion Ranger. I think we could have actually cast Craterhoof this turn. We probably would have only been able to attack with the Craterhoof, but as it is. We really have to kind of turn him into a... So we can use a Dryad Arbor. We can return it to hand with Quirion Ranger, which allows us to kind of block for a while. At some point we're just going to have to start attacking wide. We really need to get a Werewood Symbiote and or Elvish Visionary. I'm assuming this is like no Bant, which I've heard of, but I have never seen played. I really don't know anything about the deck. Maybe I can find some version of this. Bant Stoneblade. Just looking at Bant decks. Doesn't look like Bant Stoneblade runs main deck Meddling Mage. Jite, well that's problematic. Luckily Dryad Arbor will buy us time, so even if he equips Umezawa's Jite, we can block with Dryad Arbor and then return it. It doesn't actually do any damage and therefore doesn't get encounters and then can't kill our elves. So the flip side here is if we move 1 charge. So if we actually kill Meddling Mage, we can cast Craterhoof Behemoth. And so that might be worth the loss of elves. The problem is he can kill Dryad Arbor and Quirion Ranger. But I think really being able to cast Crater Hoof at this point is the only real way we win this game. And that's probably a little aggressive there. So he's going to throw the Jite on the Meddling Mage. Or maybe he has another Meddling Mage. If he does, then we're in really big trouble. So he's just going to kill our Dryad Arbor post-combat now. Really probably shouldn't have played the Dryad Arbor there. Lessons learned. Haven't had my fair share of Jite experiences yet. Getting one right now. So point being though, is Crater Hoof you want to cast off natural order, so it's just one of those things where when you draw them, you can't use natural order to go get them, and so you're not getting the value that natural order is there for. Alright, so he's got a 5/5 Knight. Unfortunately, we're in real trouble here because even if we can chain off this Glimpse of Nature, the Jite is just going to kill our creatures kind of as we get going. And so we're just never even going to get the process started. I think we're almost locked out at this point. We're going to take... And what does Jite do? It gives +2/+2, so he could be attacking for 8, 11, 13 rather, next turn. Well, I suppose we just go for it, right? If we draw into a Cradle... No, we can't even do that because... Yep, we need another land. So we're basically done. If he doesn't kill us this turn, there's like a almost 0% chance that we could maybe go off next turn. I don't even know that we could. Okay, so now we actually have a little chance, and when I say a little chance, it's really little. So what we can do is we can play Heritage Druid, and then we can cast Gaia's Cradle for a Birchlore Ranger. And then what we can do is we can... Yeah, so that's game. Really, we couldn't do anything because our Glimpse wouldn't even have any creatures to run it off, so pretty terrible. Pretty terrible. So I think, based on what I saw, I would definitely want to bring in Progenitus. Abrupt Decay seems really good post-board. Reclamation Sage seems alright. Python Needle on Jite. Null Rod possibly. I think we want our 4th natural order to try and get to a Progenitus. We'll actually pull a Crater Hoof. Didn't see a whole lot of removal. Based on those colors, I don't think we would see a whole lot of removal. Which makes me think we don't really need Sylvan Library in this matchup. Excuse me. Really, yeah, Progenitus is almost not even, maybe not 100% necessary. Still feel like it is. Usually when I bring Progenitus in, from what I've seen or watched, I'm going to do some number of Heritage Druid Metal Sentinels, and then possibly Quirion Ranger. Or Glimpse, but I think Glimpse is still alright, except we're thinning out some of our creatures, so Glimpse gets a little weaker. So I think maybe something like that. So we have Craterhoof and Progenitus swapping, and we've got a little bit of a higher curve coming in, which is fine. Cabal Therapy on Meddling Mage would be alright if we think that's better than either of these guys. I think I'm going to pull the Pithing Needle and actually leave a Nettle Sentinel in. So we're actually one over here in the main, so I guess maybe we do need to pull the Nettle Sentinel out. So some high quality stuff here. We'll be on the play again. So this is pretty good, actually. If we go turn 1 Forest into Green Sun Zenith, we can go turn 2 Quirion Ranger Wirewood Symbiote, which opens up turn 3 Natural Order. Definitely want turn 2 Quirion Ranger. I mean, there's a good chance he has a I think we're actually going to go Wirewood Symbiote here. Because we can use the Quirion Ranger to return the forest to use Green Sun Zenith to get the Dryad Arbor later. But we really need the Dryad Arbor where we can afford to lose the Symbiote. Symbiote's the one non-elf creature, honorary elf, since you can return elf creature to your hand, and that is super powerful, as I've seen in some of my matches that I played. Yeah, so swords, this is why we didn't lead with the other Green Sun Zenith. We'll get a Dryad Arbor. And if the Dryad Arbor sticks, we can natural order into Progenitus next turn. So maybe this is like a Bant Stoneblade. And the guy may well have Force of Will. That's certainly a thing. Oh, dazed. Well, we don't have any way to pay for it. I feel like we're going to lose a lot tonight. But as long as we learn while we do it, it's a-okay. Put him back a turn on getting the GT online. So that's alright. We can jam Null Rod in the meantime. So we're going to jam the Null Rod. He'll probably GT in response. But he was holding, my assumption is he's holding that mana up to use Stoneforge Mystic to bring the GT into play. Yeah, so he's gonna put that GT into play that he searched when Stoneforge entered the battlefield, and now he just has to find a way to get rid of the Null Rod. Return the Bayou to hand. So I think we just blow up the Mother of Runes right now, while the Mother of Runes can't protect herself. Unfortunately, that's all we can do. So Hierarch, I wouldn't be surprised if he starts just attacking in with Stoneforge now. Yep. Not a whole lot we can do about that. Just hope we can hit natural order here. Anything we'd want to green Sun Zenith for. So we can make the play for natural order. Could just Wirewood Symbiote with the Green Sun Zenith. I kind of like that. Because that allows us to use Deathrite Shaman. No, we still can only use it once. So if we go for natural order right now, we have a chance of getting dazed out of this again. We can just start to use Deathrite on end step and use Green Sun Zenith to go get a Dryad Arbor, which just increases our chances of being able to hit off the natural order next turn. Though there is still the question of whether or not he actually has anything here. I think we just do the GSZ for 0 right now. And then hold the Wooded Foothills back. And that way we can basically double Deathrite here. We can Deathrite with the Bayou, bounce the Bayou, fetch into a Bayou, Deathrite again, using Quirion Ranger activation. Maybe we should have done this before. So just kind of start the drain train, if you will. And then we're going to, hopefully next turn we should just be able to kill him with an attack from Progenitus and then 2 Quirion Ranger, or 2 Deathrite activations. Okay, so we won't get that, which is fine. Don't think it matters, but just to be on the safe side, we'll clear out some lands from his side. Just maybe do a little bit of an abrupt decay scare. And that's fine, we don't got anything we can do with it. Just going to attack with both on the off chance that he has some sort of sacrifice attacking creature sort of shenanigans. because I don't know any better. And hopefully that gets us to the game. Yes, okay. So we'll be on the draw. Being on the draw, I think, makes Thoughtseize a little bit better. And I think maybe we pull a Quirion Ranger out. And probably another Glimpse out. We're running a little short on time because I'm slow with this new deck. There's so many more things to do than Modern Elves. So Progenitus is like almost impossible to hard cast, although you potentially could with Virtual Rangers, but we're definitely not keeping that. This actually looks not great, but we'll keep it. And I think that's actually fine. Double Cradle is nice. Yep. So we are going to... Did I skip my turn? I must have skipped my turn somehow. I did not even see it get passed to me. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. Can't help but feel I'm probably going to lose because of this, but that's where I probably was going to lose anyway. Yeah, that's what I was looking forward to. And he missed his second land drop, so that's really a bummer. And he hit his land drop now. Well, that's unfortunately frustrating. And I'm pretty confident... I don't know. Null Rod I could see. Yeah, over Abrupt Decay. And then he can protect the Meddling Mage with the Mother of Runes. So I think here we just go for Bayou. And we cast our Birchler Ranger. And should an opening pop up for Abrupt Decay, we can sneak it in there. Otherwise, the plan is to just Deathrite Shaman. Drain. DRS drains. So he puts all the cards on top, chose not to shuffle, plays a Wasteland. So if he gets... I guess he can attack with the Meddling Mage, right? Yeah, there's not a whole lot we can do about that. Dos Birchlore. So the plan right now is to get Verdant into a Dryad Arbor. And then Gaia's Cradle gives us natural order mana. Another Meddling Mage. Probably Abrupt Decay, but maybe he names natural order at this point to be on the safe side. Yeah, that hurts. So really what we need now is to draw a second Abrupt Decay. Ooh. um, so I think in this case we need to at least fire off the Abrupt Decay here. Make him use his Mother of Runes. Craterhoof. Okay. So, actually, Glimpse of Nature somehow gives us a really thin chance. We still need a creature to go with it. Although we probably should have held the Heritage Druid if we're going to try and win off a Glimpse Chain. Because we actually have the potential with Birchlore Rangers to hardcast Progenitus should we draw into it. Especially if we get some Nettle Sentinel action going on. Yeah, natural order. How about you? Fortunately, all our creatures are green too. Just gonna have to start chumping here. So he's... yeah. Give me some life. Yep, that's game.